Okay, so the Cincinnati Bengals defeat the Kansas City Chiefs 27-24, and they are going to the Super Bowl. So the Cinderella story continues, and they have a chance to do something really special come February 13th. All right, so let's get into it. Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs. So the first half or the first quarter, the Chiefs come out like gangbusters, and they're moving down the field at will. Patrick Mahomes is doing a good job of going through his reads, taking what the defense gives him, and whenever the Cincinnati Bengals would get some pressure on him, he would do a great job of rolling out of the pocket, buying time with his feet, with his arm. And watching him on Sunday and last week against the Bills finally hit me. That performance in Super Bowl 55 really got to him, obviously, as it should have. And he took time in the offseason to work on buying time in the pocket. Tony Romo during the game was saying that, I believe it was Tony Romo, was saying that he was taking some dancing lessons during the offseason to help improve his footwork, and it worked. It's been working. Although later on in the game he was dancing around a bit too much, but I'll talk about that later. But a couple of the Chiefs' first touchdowns came off of Patrick Mahomes getting out of the pocket. On his first touchdown, he rolled out to the right and hit Tyreek Hill in the back of the end zone. And then the second touchdown, they were in the red zone. He ran around in a circle and got out to the right yet again and hit Travis Kelce for a touchdown. So the Chiefs offense was doing what the Chiefs do, being that patented Chiefs offense. Defensively for the Chiefs, they did a good job of taking away the big plays that Cincinnati is capable of hitting and having Joe Burrow to throw underneath, and they did a good job of getting to the ball carrier to keep whoever had the ball from gaining extra yardage, which is what the Cincinnati Bengals did in the first half. But the difference is that when the Chiefs hit a guy underneath, they were still able to get yards after the catch, whereas Cincinnati, they weren't able to. And they were really, well, I'll talk about Cincinnati in a little bit. But yes, the Chiefs had full control of the game right off the bat until the end of the first half. Well, I'm going to talk about the last two drives that each team had. First and 10 with 4 minutes and 59 seconds left, Joe Burrow completes a short pass to the right to Jamar Chase for 6 yards. Joe Mixon gets tackled for a 1-yard loss. 3rd and 5, Joe Burrow completes a short pass in the middle of the field to Higgins. He throws an incomplete pass in the middle of the field. Joe Burrow completes a short pass to the right to T. Higgins for 18 yards. Joe Mixon gets tackled for -2 yards by Willie Gay. The Bengals do a screen to Samaj Perine for a 41-yard touchdown. So it's 21-10. The Bengals finally got some momentum. They got into the end zone. So now if they can stop Kansas City at the end of the half, they'll start to feel a lot better about themselves. So Kansas City drives down the field. It's 1st and 10 at Cincinnati's 15. Patrick Mahomes throws it to Tyreek Hill. Eli Apple commits a defensive penalty for 14 yards. So now Kansas City is at Cincinnati's 1-yard line. Patrick Mahomes throws an incomplete pass to the left. And now Kansas City has no timeouts. So either Patrick Mahomes throws it to the end zone and it gets completed for a touchdown, or he throws it out of bounds. Either way, he's got to get this ball out of his hands quickly and still be able to leave some time on the clock if they don't get into the end zone. Well, he throws it out the backfield to Tyreek Hill. He is tackled by Eli Apple. I thought that was poor decision on Patrick Mahomes' part. I thought Andy Reid, in my opinion, shouldn't have even, I think before the Tyreek Hill pass attempt, they should have tried to kick the field goal and go up 14 points at the end of the half. But that's just me. I'm old school. I think if you are in a position to get points, if you want to go for the touchdown, fine. But still, just kick the field goal, because those 3 points that you chose not to get can really hurt you later on in the game. So the second half starts. The Kansas City Chiefs come out and the Chiefs go 3 and out. And on their 3rd down play, I thought Travis Kelce had a chance of catching a pass. But even though he was well covered, I still thought he had a chance. You're one of the star receivers on the Chiefs, so you got to make that catch. It's a tough catch, but you still got to make that catch. So the second half, I would say some of the bad habits that hurt Kansas City earlier in the season when they went on that slump kind of came back to bite them. That Travis Kelce incompletion, and then there was another incompletion where Mahomes tried to get it to, I believe it was Mecole Hardman, who had a step on his defender, but he couldn't reel it in. There were times where Pat Mahomes was trying to buy too much time in the pocket. He didn't choose to get rid of the football, and he would end up getting sacked. Defensively for the Chiefs, there were some plays that were there to be made, specifically when it came to getting Joe Burrow on the ground, and they didn't do that. Even Chris Jones had a clear shot at getting a sack, but Joe Burrow was still able to get away from him. I still think that they need to get a pass rush, even though it got better at the end of the season. And going into this game, I did think that defensive front would have much success against Cincinnati's offensive line, because they haven't really been that good all season, and they were putrid against the Titans. They were able to get to Joe, but they weren't able to get him on the ground. So Like Patrick Mahomes in the first half, the Cincinnati Bengals were able to get to Mahomes, but they couldn't get him on the ground. Same thing with Joe Burrow in the second half. And so the Cincinnati Bengals started mounting their comeback. The defense for Cincinnati finally gets a big stop in the second half. They blitz Patrick Mahomes, and it's batted in the air and picked off by B.J. Hill. And this was in Kansas City's territory. So the Bengals drive down the field. They were able to find holes in Kansas City's zone coverage. And eventually, Joe Burrow throws a back shoulder fade at the corner of the end zone to Jamar Chase for a touchdown. And then they converted a 2-point conversion. So just like that, Cincinnati tied the game up. And going towards the end of the game, Pat Mahomes really struggled. When Kansas City was driving down the field to tie the game up, Pat Mahomes almost cost them the game. Thought he was scrambling around a bit too much on that final drive, and he really didn't need to. Before they even kicked the field goal, he lost the football. Thankfully for Kansas City, they recovered. So it goes into overtime. Kansas City has the ball. Patrick Mahomes tries to get it to Tyreek Hill down the field, but he's double covered, and Cincinnati's safety Bates, I can't think of his first name, bats the ball. Okay, Jesse Bates bats the ball into Von Bell's hands. Which, by the way, I tuned into ESPN just to see if they were going to give Cincinnati any type of credit, and I tuned into like First Take, which they didn't, by the way, because it was the usual. Was this about Kansas City's collapse or Cincinnati's comeback? And of course, they do that to have these stupid debates. And Stephen A. Smith said that it was about Kansas City's collapse, and Patrick Mahomes had 2 picks, and the second pick that he threw, it hit Tyreek Hill in the hands, and he should have caught it, blah, blah, blah. And I watched the game after I heard that, and immediately I was saying to myself, what is Stephen A. Smith talking about? It hit him in the hands, hit him in the hands. No, Jesse Bates knocked the ball into Von Bell's hands. That was just a bad pass by Patrick Mahomes. He was double covered, and Jesse Bates was able to get his hand through Tyreek's hands so he could knock the ball towards Von Bell. I swear these fucking media analysts, they don't watch the games or they don't pay too much attention, and it shows right there. But anyway, Cincinnati gets the ball back. They drive down the field. They kick the field goal, and now we have Cincinnati in the Super Bowl playing against the Rams. Awesome game. I thought it was going to be a blowout. It wasn't. Joe Burrow, 23 for 38, 250 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. He should have had 2. I thought he was good, just good. I thought he made the plays that needed to be made in this game. He made some plays with his legs as well. 5 attempts, 25 yards rushing. Joe Mixon, 21 attempts, 88 yards. He was targeted 3 times, 3 receptions, 27 yards. Cincinnati made it a focus to get him the ball and get the running game going. Like really in the second half, they chose to run it on first down. Jamar Chase, 9 targets, 6 receptions, 54 yards, 1 touchdown. T. Higgins, 10 targets, 6 receptions, 103 yards. Samaj Perine, 4 targets, 3 receptions, 43 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyler Boyd, 6 targets, 4 receptions, 19 yards. Patrick Mahomes, 26 completions, 39 attempts, 275 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He should have had a great game, but that second half, I would say he had a good, bad, and ugly type of game. 3 rushing attempts, 19 yards total. Jerick McKinnon, 12 rushing attempts, 65 yards total. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 6 attempts, 36 yards. Jerick McKinnon was also targeted 4 times, had 3 receptions, 30 yards. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was also targeted 2 times, 1 reception, 4 yards. Mecole Hardman, 2 rushing attempts, 18 yards, 4 targets, 3 receptions, 52 yards, 1 touchdown. Travis Kelce, 11 targets, 10 receptions, 95 yards, 1 touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 10 targets, 7 receptions, 78 yards, 1 touchdown. Offensively, for the Bengals, B.J. Hill, 1 interception, 1 pass deflection. He had a half sack, 5 combined tackles, 1 solo tackle, 4 assist tackles, and 1 hit on the QB. Von Bell, 1 pick, 1 pass deflection, 6 combined tackles, 3 solo tackles, 3 assist tackles. Sam Hubbard had 2 sacks, 8 combined tackles, 4 solo tackles, 4 assist tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 2 hits on the QB. Trey Hendrickson, 1.5 sack, 4 combined tackles, 3 solo tackles, 1 assist tackle, 1 tackle for loss, 2 QB hits. So this defense really came alive in the second half. Logan Wilson, 10 combined tackles, 3 solo tackles, 7 assist tackles. I thought he played well in coverage. Chidobe Awuzie, 8 combined tackles, 5 solo tackles, 3 assist tackles. Jesse Bates, third, 1 pass deflection. That deflection coming off the pick in overtime. 4 combined tackles, 2 solo tackles, and 2 assist tackles. So, I think this defense for Cincinnati came alive in the second half, and they made the plays when they needed to. For the Chiefs, L'Jarius Sneed, 1 pick, 1 pass deflection, 10 combined tackles, 8 solo tackles, 2 assist tackles, 1 tackle for loss. Melvin Ingram, 1 pass deflection, 1 sack, 1 combined tackle, 1 solo tackle, 1 tackle for loss, 2 hits on the QB. Anthony Hitchens, 1 pass deflection,
6 combined tackles, 2 solo tackles, 2 assist tackles. Juwan Thornhill, 6 combined tackles, 2 solo tackles, 4 assist tackles. I'm not going to really read every single stat here. Kansas City's defense didn't play horrible. Nick Bolton, he almost had a pick. Joe Burrow came real close to having 2 interceptions. The second potential pick that he threw was horrible, and Nick Bolton unfortunately didn't come down with it or didn't secure it. Willie Gay Jr., 2 pass deflections, 5 combined tackles, 3 solo tackles, 2 assist tackles, 1 tackle for loss. So Kansas City's defense, yes, it got better as the season went along. I think that they could still beef up that pass rush, that front four. I think the linebacking core is pretty strong. I like the linebacking core a lot, but it wouldn't hurt them to have a couple more playmakers in the secondary and on that front four. So yeah, that is my AFC Championship review. Please tell me what you thought about the game. Who you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And that is it. I am out.